I mean, look at Paris Hilton, right? She's like, I mean, I love her, and I'll tell you why I love her. Because she is a rich girl who's done nothing, but everybody in the world knows this chick's name. How did she do it? She chose it. She took it. It's like, I mean, there's all of these socialites, the underground, but I'm using an example like that because it's something that everybody can relate to. They know who she is. For me, it was going out downtown and realizing that there was a social class, a small one. I mean, there was literally like the top tier of Rivington Street, and I'm like, who are these kids? Who the hell do they think they are? But that's exactly it. It's the nerve. All you gotta have is nerve. That's the one thing that keeps me up at night. I say to myself, who the hell am I to do what I do? Why do I deserve this? Who am I to do this? And then I remember that I'm talented. And then I remember that I'm actually very good at what I do. I'm extremely educated, but that's not something that I'm not like one to like be defensive about my work. It is what it is. You either love it or you don't. Most people like it. But yeah, I mean, it's about taking pop culture and taking the media and using it in a positive way. Look at Perez Hilton, for example. You know, he completely grabbed fame by the vocal cords and choked the world using fame, using people's obsession with the celebrity. I mean, why? Who really cares, right? Why do we care so much? Okay, well, I started playing piano when I was 4, around, you know, about, I'd say 12. I was in a boutique in New York, and I was singing a Backstreet Boys record. I forgot, I think it was I Want It That Way. I think that was it. So I was singing this Backstreet Boys record, and the guy that worked in the store, Evan, I still remember his name, I haven't seen him in 800 years. He goes, "Are you a singer?" And I said, "No, you know," I was like, and I'm 12 years old, like, what am I doing in a boutique after school? It was just kind of one of those really random moments. And he said, "Well, you've got a really great voice. I think, you know, maybe you should call my uncle. My uncle, he teaches voice." His uncle was Don Lawrence. And anybody in the business who knows about music teachers knows that Don Lawrence is by far the best teacher in the world. So he had, you know, no room between Mick Jagger, Bono, Christina Aguilera, you know, you name it, he gave them a voice. Or at least, you know, he was, you know, working with them on their tour. So anyway, I started working with him. He was my mentor. He's still my mentor till today. He encouraged me to start writing music. So around 13, I started writing records, stuff on the piano in my house. So I moved from classical to pop. And I started noticing that, okay, well, the Bach chords are the same as the chords for this Mariah Carey record, right? So I just started like picking up on little things, you know, doing small chord progressions. Then I started doing coffee houses. You know, I put together a coffee house at my high school just because I wanted a place to play. I would sneak out and go to the bitter end. I would, you know, go downtown to McDougal Street with the seniors from Regis High School just to experience the, you know, music nightlife in New York. Then I was in a cover band when I was 16. I would do, you know, Zeppelin records, Jefferson Airplane, U2. And then I went to NYU for 1 year. Keep in mind, during all of this, I'm doing musicals, I'm in bands, I'm writing records, I mean, if you were my family, you did not see me for 5 years. I mean, I was out doing everything. And then I went to college for a year, and I hated it. Not the studying. I love, you know, I was a good student. I love to learn, but I wanted to work, and I wanted to make music. So I was in the Tisch program. I dropped out. I told my parents I'm leaving. I'm gonna get an apartment and 8 jobs, and they were like, "Have a good time, kid." And they were really supportive, you know, and I really went for it. My dad gave me a year to get signed, and I did. So then I got dropped, then I got signed again. And in between the 2 record deals, I put together a variety show with me and a DJ, Lady Starlight. She was a go-go dancer. She got me into go-go dancing. I thought she looked so amazing on stage, so I just said I have to start. And it's really been a long, long journey. I don't remember not doing this. It's just always been my life. But I don't know. It's funny, people say to me, where do you want to be in 5 years? Or what are your goals? My goal is to be right here. It's like this moment, what we're doing right this second, it's to have a career. It's to be working in music, making music. I love writing for other artists. I love working with new producers. It's just endless, and I want to inspire people. The record's called The Fame, but it could be called like The Inspiration, to be like cheesy, you know? I mean, it's really me like wanting to inspire the world with an idea. It's an idea. I happen to be great at music. I'm better with ideas. Well, they're all different. Beautiful, Dirty, Rich, I wrote in my panties, dancing around to a track in my bedroom. You know, that's one way that I write. Other ways I write are at the piano. I'll, you know, really stick to the chords, really try to come up with really beautiful progressions. But I find that all of the, you know, quote-unquote hit pop songs, if you will, are when I am, like, doing the dishes, not paying attention, or joking around with my friends. Let's have some fun this beat. I mean, I'll just literally be doing something that's funny, and it becomes a song. I mean, it's really the best way. It's simple, it's catchy, it's hooky, it's peppy, it's snappy, you know, it's quick. And Just Dance, which is my first single, I wrote that song in honestly 10 minutes. Me and the producer, Red One, who I've known before I was signed to Interscope, we did a record long before called Boys, 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 which was the record that really got me noticed. But I was so excited to be in the studio with him in LA. You know, Vincent Herbert, who signed me, got us the record plant. I felt like I was, you know, Madonna in 1985. I was like, oh my God, this is so huge. And they, you know, people were coming and asking me if I wanted something to drink. I was like, I'll get it. You know, it was just ridiculous. So I had this beautiful studio, and it's funny because we took pictures, and Red One and I don't use equipment in the room usually. We will for vocals. We'll use certain compressors and Neves and stuff, but for making the actual music, we just use MacBook Pros. So you see pictures of us in these like absolutely gorgeous, state-of-the-art, amazing, expensive studios, and the two of us are like in a corner at our laptops working. So we sat down, and he went, literally, he's like, oh, Gaginetti. He calls me Gaginetti. He's Swedish. Well, he's Moroccan, lived in Sweden. He's got a crazy accent. And he called me Gaginetti. And all of a sudden, he says, I had this idea, and I hear, and I admit it, literally, I go, I've had a little bit too much. I went right into it. And Troy, my manager, was there.